As the fall semester gets underway at colleges across the country, we're taking a closer look at a top concern about higher education. Are colleges doing enough to help students get a job that can start their careers? The Princeton Review is out with a new book called Colleges That Create Futures, 50 schools that launch careers by going beyond the classroom. And joining us now is author Rob Franek, and he's also the senior vice president and publisher of the Princeton Review. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here again.
So we have you here when you've got this monster book,
right.
You're rating all the colleges, but now you've really sort of pared them down. Why did you decide to write this book?
Well, one, we've been surveying college-bound students and their families at Princeton Review for the last 12 years on this survey called College Hopes and Worries. Over the last 4 years, we've been asking those same students and parents a question about what is the biggest value that you think you're going to get out of a college degree. And over the last 4 years, overwhelmingly, they said it was to get a better job upon graduation and have financial security upon graduation. So we knew that we had to start focusing really on the question of ROI and talking about those schools that are doing a superlative job and making sure students are getting a job afterwards.
So the schools that made the list, what are they doing? What are some of the things that they're doing that's going above and beyond what other schools are?
There are hundreds of stories in this book talking about basically 5 different areas. One, an academic experience, but then career services, research opportunities for students, and then everything that they're doing outside the classroom. Internships, externships, cooperative programs. All of those things that make students so attractive, not only as an undergraduate, but as a potential employee upon graduation.
Yeah, it's so true. Those internships make such a difference, not just in terms of experience, but the personal connections that you build can help you for your entire career. We're talking 30 years after you've left college, you know?
Absolutely, and we call it in the book a networking empire at these schools, and that's the stuff that I would want to know if I was a prospective student or the parent of a prospective student, knowing that empire exists for my kid.
So, say now your kid's already chosen a college, your kid's already in college, it's not one of these 50. What can a student do to make sure they maximize whatever career services their school offers?
Absolutely, and these 50 schools are superlative, but they're straw men as well, right? So you want to use them as best examples for what schools are doing exceptionally at, and then challenge your school at them. Every school is going to have a career service center. Make yourself known to that career services, not in your beginning of your senior year, but in your first year on campus. You can be very proactive in pushing not only the academic departments, but service departments to your own value.
You know what I haven't asked you is, what's the top school? Is there a top school?
We don't rank. This is an excellent question. There's 50 schools in the book, but they're all in alphabetical order. But we intentionally didn't rank the schools because there's schools large and small, public and private, urban, suburban, and rural. They're all awesome. Some names you're going to recognize, but some names that you might be surprised made it onto the list.
Okay, you got to check out the book. You know, not too long ago, there was a lot of talk about the amount of debt the kids are in, whether or not post-secondary education is even worth it. Is it worth it going to college? What do you say? Is it worth it still?
It is absolutely worth it, and even more than me saying it, students and parents think that it's worth it. Students think it's worth the sacrifice for them academically, and parents are saying it's worth the sacrifice for us financially if we can answer the question of ROI. Is it going to be of value to me upon graduation? And that's the connection that we have to start talking about and making. I believe unapologetically it's important.
All right, Rob Franek, now you have a super long title, Senior Vice President and publisher of the Princeton Review, but today, author of Colleges That Create Futures. Thank you.
Good to be here. Thank you.